Before you scroll away, before you tell yourself you've seen every talent show surprise there is, pause for just a moment, because what you're about to hear is the kind of story that reminds you why millions of people still believe in miracles on a stage. And if stories of impossible dreams, quiet courage, and one voice changing everything move your heart even a little, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because moments like this deserve to be shared, remembered, and passed on. When the young Filipino man stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage, no one in the audience leaned forward. No one whispered, "This is the one." He wasn't dressed like a star, didn't carry himself with the confidence of someone who expected applause. He stood there politely, shoulders slightly tense, hands clasped together as if holding onto something invisible. His accent was gentle, his smile nervous. The judges asked him where he was from, and when he said the Philippines, the crowd responded kindly, but casually. It was the kind of reaction reserved for contestants people respect but don't expect to astonish. Even the cameras felt relaxed, almost distracted, as if this audition would simply blend into the hundreds that came before it. But behind that calm exterior was a lifetime of quiet battles. He had grown up in a small neighborhood where dreams were practical things, not wild ones. You dreamed of steady work, of helping your family, of surviving storms, both literal and emotional. Music, for him, was never a shortcut to fame. It was a refuge. As a child, he listened to his father's old radio late at night, the crackling sound carrying voices from another world. That's where he first heard Elvis Presley. He didn't understand every word, but he felt the emotion, the loneliness, the hope, the aching belief that love and pain could live in the same song. While other kids chased noise and laughter, he memorized melodies, singing softly so he wouldn't disturb anyone, imagining stages he never thought he'd stand on. Life didn't make things easy. There were years when singing felt selfish, when helping his family mattered more than chasing a dream that felt too big for someone like him. He worked long hours, saved little, and sang mostly for himself. People told him he had a nice voice, but nice doesn't usually change a life. Still, Elvis' songs stayed with him, especially during moments when quitting seemed sensible. Elvis sang about heartbreak, survival, and belief, and somehow, those songs felt like they understood him. So when he finally stood on the AGT stage, it wasn't with the expectation of greatness. It was with gratitude. Gratitude for being there at all. When Simon asked him what he would sing, and he answered Elvis Presley, there was a subtle shift in the room. Some smiles appeared. Some eyebrows lifted. It wasn't mockery, but doubt hovered in the air. Elvis is sacred ground. Legends are not easy to touch without being burned. The music started, soft and familiar. For a split second, his voice wavered, not because he lacked talent, but because this moment carried the weight of everything he had lived through. And then he sang. Not loudly. Not theatrically. He sang honestly. The kind of honesty that cuts through noise. His voice carried warmth and ache, strength and vulnerability, all at once. It wasn't an imitation of Elvis, it was a conversation with him, across time and oceans. The audience grew quiet, the judges leaned forward, and the cameras suddenly knew exactly where to focus. Each note felt like a confession. You could hear the years of sacrifice, the nights of doubt, the stubborn hope that refused to die. By the time he reached the chorus, something remarkable happened. The audience wasn't just listening anymore. They were feeling. Some smiled without realizing it. Others blinked back tears they didn't expect. Even Simon, known for his guarded expressions, looked genuinely surprised, as if a wall he didn't know existed had quietly fallen. When the song ended, there was a brief moment of silence, the kind that only comes after something truly real. And then the applause erupted, not polite, not forced, but grateful. The judges stood. Words followed: praise, disbelief, admiration, but none of them fully captured what had just happened. Because this wasn't just a good audition. It was proof that talent doesn't need permission, that greatness doesn't always announce itself loudly. And then came the moment no one expected. The golden buzzer. When it was pressed, time seemed to slow. Gold confetti rained down, the crowd screamed, and the man who walked onto the stage unnoticed stood frozen, overwhelmed. Tears fell freely now. Not tears of victory alone, but of release. Years of being overlooked, of doubting his worth, of singing quietly in the shadows, washed away in a storm of gold. In that instant, he wasn't just representing himself. He represented every dreamer told to stay realistic, every voice that didn't match expectations, every person who believed their background disqualified them from greatness. The judges hugged him. The audience chanted his name. And somewhere far away, perhaps in a small Filipino home, a radio once again played a song that changed everything. As the show went on and the lights dimmed, one truth remained clear: no one expected a Filipino to sing Elvis like that, but maybe that's exactly why it mattered so much. Because the most powerful moments in life often come from where we least expect them. And if this story moved you, if it reminded you to believe a little more in unexpected dreams, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Sometimes, all it takes is one voice to remind the world that dreams have no borders.